Move aside, mortal. Dead man rolling. The 5-foot animated LED hearse ferries the freshly departed to their final resting place, flanked by 4 flickering lanterns outlined in golden trim and deftly detailed. This self-drawn carriage rocks and rambles its way from graveyard to graveyard, carrying the dearly departed to their final resting place while a bright LED light radiates from within. A dashing undead coachman dressed in a matte black top hat and matching cape guides this woeful wagon. His eyes burn in deep-set sockets as he pushes onward into night, disappearing into the darkness.
Let's head for the cemetery.
What hungry horrors feed beneath the water's sheen? And what happens when those horrors come ashore for a fresher catch? The 7-foot LED Megalodon Shark has developed a taste for human flesh, and this great white is ready to take a great bite out of you. Measuring nearly 7 feet tall and 4.5 foot wide, this titanic terror is the sea's most fearsome predator. Its 2 rows of razor-sharp teeth loom large, gleaming in the moonlight and ready to attack those who dare to get too close. This bloody beast has blood-red LED eyes, and its menacing mouth glows brightly against the black of night. The gaping jaws fixed wide open, waiting for its next bite. Think twice before you take the bait. Nothing can save you from this fright night bite. The 7-foot LED Megalodon Shark.
We belong here.
Even a pint-sized possession needs a partner in crime. Enter Chucky's blushing bride, Tiffany Valentine. At 3.5 feet tall, Tiffany is a tiny terror, dressed in her bridal best with a long white gown and black leather jacket, with even blacker lipstick. She's the knee-high horror's better half, ready to wreak havoc until death do they part. Trigger her motion sensor and she fills with life. Her eyes look from side to side and blink as she swings her blade. Her jaw moves as she begins to speak, echoing her tattoo and pledging her undying devotion.
I'm not here, Chucky.
Who says romance is dead?
Or that knife super glued onto your hand or what?
The 3.5 foot animated Tiffany Valentine doll.
In putrid soil, possession festers, giving rise to mile-high horrors beyond our comprehension. The 15-foot giant-sized animated LED Worricrow is what bad dreams are made of. With or without its tattered jacket or hat, this spine-chingling straw man is a supernatural sight, growing 1.5 stories out of the ground. Its long arms stretch more than 12 feet wide, covered in realistic detail down to its barren base. A horrific visage, its textured head flickers brightly, with LED light oozing from its eyes and mouth when its motion sensor is activated. Inside its chest, a smoldering fire pulses and grows, burning long into the night's dark. Looming larger than life, it's a fright night scare on an unprecedented scale, sure to inspire more than worry in horrified hearts this Hallows Eve. The 15-foot giant-sized animated LED Worricrow.
Any deadly danger makes it home in these woods. Proceed too boldly, and you may find yourself in a very hot spot indeed. The 8-foot giant-sized color-changing Wtvern protects its lair at all costs, guarding its goal with fiery fervor from any trick-or-treater who dares approach. Reared and ready, it stretches 2 broad spiked wings covered in veiny, vivid detail upwards into an endless black sky. Its green and brown skin is rough with crags and crevices. Horns serpentine, sprouting from the ridges at crown of its head, and razor-sharp talons tear out from its fearsome feet. Trigger its motion sensor and bright LED light oozes from beneath its armored scales. Its piercing eyes, ferocious mouth, and powerful neck and chest all glow bright as its huge, horrific head moves and fierce jaw opens wide, threatening all that come near. Its throat fills with fire as it prepares to scorch the earth, breathing a blazing inferno over anyone and anything that stands before it. Just the way it likes it. Extra crispy. The 8-foot giant-sized color-changing wyvern.
All those years stuffing your face with ham, roast pork, and bacon. Now it's my turn to carve a slice off you.
They say you are what you eat. Well, take a bite from this meatmonger's bloody buffet, and he'll have you squealing like a pig. Standing well over 6 feet tall, the 6.5-foot animated LED butcher brings an imposing presence to any monster mash. Beneath a long, wrinkled snout, too terrifying to stretch upward, framing his open, grinning mouth. A long, sutured scar runs the length of his human-sized head. Dressed in a soiled hat and apron, and holding a massive cleaver, this one-man chop shop is ready to cut more than just a rug.
People call me an artist. They line up for a taste of my work. But they never leave once I start carving. No rush, no fuss, just me, my cleaver, and a job well done.
Trigger the motion sensor, and this big pig's eyes glow bright red. His head begins to move as he brandishes his blade with evil intent. Eat up while you can. The next course might be you. The 6.5-foot animated LED butcher. Once upon a midnight dreary, in fields rotten beneath skies eerie, a feathered figure, cloaked in dark, utters this macabre remark.
The night is alive with whispers, secrets only the darkness can reveal.
So quoth the 6.5-foot animated LED raven. This beastly bird is black as night, dressed in a long dark cloak, from beak to claw. A shawl of feathers frames its long textured beak, cascading downward and wrapping around its shoulders and chest. In its hands a lantern glowed with warm LED light, and a silver skull-topped staff radiates with ghostly energy. Trigger its motion sensor and its eyes and mouth come alive, burning red with rage. Its head turns from side to side as it grows a thrilling threat.
These fields are not empty. They are filled with the spirits of those who dared trespass before you. The shadows have found you.
Suddenly there comes a tapping. Your heart gives out, rapidly rapping. A shadow descends and takes your beat. A blackbird's beak your soul does eat. A life in darkness now awaits, and this bright night shall seal your fate. The 6.5-foot animated LED raven.
Dip the apple in the brew. Let the sleeping death seep through. Have a bite?
In this fearsome forest, it's not just the trees that bear rotten fruit. The 5.5-foot animated evil queen wishes to be the fairest in the land. But her gruesome appearance isn't doing her any favors. Her long nose droops down nearly to her chin, punctuated by a huge dark mole. Her wispy silver hair shines beneath the hood of her cloak, catching light from the full moon. Her enormous eyes, set beneath broad, arching brows, glow green in the night. In her hand, a bushel of poison-packed apples to offer anyone who stands in her way. Trigger her motion sensor, and her head and gap-toothed mouth begin to move as she tempts you with a bite. Her apple oozing with green LED light.
This is no ordinary apple. It's a magic wishing apple. One bite, and all your dreams will come true.
Don't be fooled, for it isn't your wish the apple will fulfill, unless, that is, you wish to sleep your life away. The 5.5-foot animated evil queen.
What horrors hide on the high seas? Pillaging pirates, corsairs, and clipper ships beat against the wind, pushing perilously ever closer to land, where fresh flesh and plunder are always close at hand. Measuring more than 9 feet tall, the 9.5-foot giant-sized animated LED pirate ship has run aground, and the sea-weary scallywag aboard is eager to plant their festering feet on dry land at last. Adorned with a mermaid figurehead gracing the bow, this night-black ship is a sight to behold. Its dark walls show the weathering of centuries at sea, and its skull and crossbones flag is a stern warning to any seaside trespasser. Starved to the bone, a scurvy skeleton mans the wheel, eyes glowing red, turning and turning aimlessly, forever lost, but still duty-bound for eternity. Take heed. Steer clear of this ghost ship and all who serve it, for there is naught aboard but skulls and crossbones. The 9.5-foot giant-sized animated LED pirate ship.
What calls in the sky dark? Do not look up unless you're prepared to meet the glowing gaze of the 15-foot giant-sized animated LED galley crow. This colossal creature stands more than 1.5 stories tall, covered from beak to base in striking detail. This ghastly beast is draped in a tattered jacket with gauzy trimming. The giant-sized galley crow creates quite the imposing impression. Its long arms stretched more than 12 feet wide. Motion activated, its hollow, rotting head flickers brightly with LED light, illuminating its evil eyes and menacing mouth. Its bare, bony chest smolders with flame, a glowing, pulsing portent. There is no call to summon this beastly, bone-chilling bird. Only death's rattle and the scent of sickness can pluck it from its perch before it picks you clean. The 15-foot giant-sized animated LED galley crow. Here, kitty, kitty. My, what big eyes you have. The better to hunt with, I suppose. Poised to pounce. All must beware the 5-foot-long LED Skelly's cat, the not-so-friendly feline companion to the famous towering terror 12-foot Skelly. This horrifying house cat has 2 humongous fangs ready to sink into the skin of any sad soul who may approach. Its bare bones glisten with realistic texture and detail, while its giant gazing eyes glow orange in the darkness. No source of milk would save this terrifying Tom, for its eyes are fixed firmly on you. How about a game of cat and mouse? Winner take all. The 5-foot-long LED Skelly's cat.
Under a moonlit sky, a cloud of gloom hangs low about the head of life-size Sally. Dressed in a colorful patchwork frock and standing 6 frightening feet tall, swaying slowly from side to side, with radiant red yarn as hair extending to the middle of her back. This heroine of Halloween Town is in stitches, sutured from head to boot with long blue scars. She holds an enormous ladle and a massive jar of deadly nightshade,
the perfect poison to sneak away for a night out on the graveyard. Secretly, she pines for her one true love, the Pumpkin King, and she'll spill it all in song with realistic movement in her mouth and lips. Poor, sad Sally. Cheer up. After all, one beautiful bony kiss is all it takes to turn a nightmare into a dream. The deluxe life-sized animated Sally.
Even in death you cannot escape my prying eyes, for I shall finally unveil all that you'd had to hide.
The shovel and spade is an unsavory trade when digging for riches in the den of the dead. The 6.5-foot grave robber is no stranger to the dark places of the world. Dressed in a long, dirty jacket and tattered top hat, with silver strands down to his shoulders. This coal-black burglar is dusty from decades, or perhaps centuries, in the dirt. With his blood-red eyes and silver-headed shovel, he searches the soil for ill-gotten gains in large silver boots, stuffing it all into his brown burlap sack. Trigger his motion sensor, and this creepy crook begins to talk. His evil dead face and jaws jump to life, and his boot lives to unearth more than just money.
After 3,000 to hit a winner, 3rd time's the charm. No harm, no foul.
From rags to riches to downright rotten, one tombstone at a time. The 6.5-foot animated LED grave robber.
Is a pleasant surprise. I set my trap for a peasant, and lo, I catch a prince. Away with him, but gently, my pets.
Creatures much worse than witches lurk in the forest untrod. As elegant as she is evil, the 6.5-foot animated LED Maleficent is a force to be reckoned with. With arms outstretched in a powerful pose, the satin-clad sorceress is on a purple and pink power trip. Her gorgeous gown flowing in jagged points to the forest floor. 2 night black horns stretch upward from the crown of her head, accentuating her pallid skin. In her hand, a golden staff topped with a glowing green orb, and a trustworthy crow, perched and prepared to do their majesties' bidding.
Trigger the motion sensor, and they both come alive.
Her head rolls from shoulder to shoulder, and her eyes open and close, casting a vibrant orange light into the dark. Her crow calls into the quiet as she extends her staff and begins to speak, her jaw opening and closing with captivating movement.
You poor, simple fools, thinking you could defeat me, the mistress of all evil.
Even as the crow flies, there's no distance that can save you, for this is no fairy tale. This is Fright Night in the fearful forest, and no one is safe from the spinning wheel's prick. The 6.5-foot animated LED Maleficent.
I have been looking everywhere for you. You're next on my list.
It is no human hand that harvests under the light of the moon. When night's dark consumes all that grows, and living sounds have died to a whisper, the 7.5-foot animated LED Fiery Reaper will once again come forth and take what is owed. Towering over the normal human, from beneath a shimmering black hooded cape, 2 red evil eyes and a scarred skull burn red with rage. In one hand, a glowing scroll listing the name of each unfortunate soul he wishes to collect. In the other, a towering scythe with a craggy, crooked blade, sharpened and shaped for only one purpose: to cut down any strange soul that stands in his way. Trigger his motion sensor, and he is all too happy to oblige.
What a long night, burning through all these souls. snarls. Maybe I'll add a few that aren't on my list to get a nice bonus from the boss. That's right. Lucky you. You're gonna be the next in the hot seat.
Heads up or heads down, in the darkness or in the light. Either way, whatever you have sown, ye inevitably shall reap. The 7.5-foot fiery reaper.
Dare to reach for the treasure, and you'll find out just how lucky ye are.
Feeling lucky, are ye? Only 4.5 feet of misfortune awaits you at the end of this rainbow. The 4.5-foot animated LED cursed Clover is not your leprechaun of lore. This hatchet-wielding wild man has a vigor for violence, and is ready to sink his blade deep into the heart of Hallows Eve. Dressed in his Aaron Broth best, from his buckled top hat to his emerald jacket and big brown boots. This bearded bogeyman is all smiles on Fright Night. His weathered face wears the wrinkles of ages of rage, and his gloved hands and blackened fingernails hint that it is not Lucky Charms he seeks. Trigger his motion sensor and he comes to life. Bright orange LED light floods his eager eyes as he turns from side to side. His jaw opens and closes as he swings his sack of coin, brandishing his axe and boasting of the blows that will befall you.
Luck of the Irish, not tonight. Beware, for my axe is eager to meet the greedy hands that dare to touch me gold.
Mischief and mayhem go hand in hand. That is, if you're lucky enough to keep yours. The 4.5-foot animated LED cursed Clover.
First thing we gotta do is get me out of this body once and for all.
Digging up graves? Well, that's child's play, especially to the 3.5-foot tall scarred Chucky. Or should I say, Charles Lee Ray. This murderous maniac has been trapped in a scarred, blood-soaked toy for far too long, and he's desperate to reassume his human form, or what's left of it. No more torn and tattered overalls, no more kids' shirts, or shock of messy blood-red hair. Chucky has had enough, and he's ready to grow up for good. Trigger his motion sensor and he's prepared to stop anyone who stands in his way. He brandishes an illuminated bloody blade, looking from side to side, blinking and moving his jaw as he begins to speak. You'll be the star of his next gruesome scene, and it won't be the director who says cut. The 3.5-foot animated LED scarred Chucky doll.
Welcome. Take a seat and relax, won't ya? I promise I'll give ya the closest shave of your life.
Who needs the barber shop when this blade-wielding wild man is coming straight for you? Your best cut may be your last when the bloodthirsty 7-foot animated LED zombie barber is in town. Standing 7 feet tall, this pock-marked white-haired hacker is sharply dressed in a shiny silken vest, crisp collared shirt, and a massive top hat. But take a closer look, and you'll see he's rotten right down to the bone. Don't mind the putrid yellow nails on his menacing hands. You won't feel a thing when you trigger the sensor, and the berserked barber raises his arm and turns his head, staring you down with his deep red eyes as he readies his dueling razors for a swift slice.
Just a quick slice, and off it goes.
What'll it be? A few inches off the top? Or how about the chop? His specialty. The 7-foot animated beneath the bridges of man-made worlds come craggy, crazed, club-clutching creatures in search of a delectable snack. The 8-foot giant-sized Tumble the Troll is a larger-than-life lug, looking to beat and bludgeon its way to a warm meal. Linger long around this massive monster, and you might be the main course. From 2 wiggling ears to a broad, jutting jaw, its horrific head grows ever wider. Sharp stubs of teeth, including 2 ferocious fangs, dot a wide, hungry mouth. His fattened flesh is loose and wrinkled, hanging from a fearsome frame. Trigger his motion sensor, and his eyes fill with light, alternating in anger from yellow to red and back again. With 2 towering arms, he hoists his rock-studded club, all the better for bashing. His large head and powerful body come alive, opening and closing his jaw as he sniffs out his prey.
I want to find you and smash you with my club.
The clock is ticking. But don't wait around for the dinner bell, lest you become a club sandwich.
I can smell.
Damn the 8-foot, giant-sized, animated LED Tumble the Troll.
They are near as ancient as I. Listen to their words, for they may be your last. You'll do well to heed their warning, for your own sake.
Not all who dwell in this eerie realm desire to inflict harm. There are those whose wares are warnings, peddling predictions to any passerby smart enough to heed them. At 7.5 feet, the Nightshade Witch is a harbinger of horror, spreading the awful word of the wood to all who will stop and listen. She wears the bones of unfortunate and unwise travelers who came before. Threadbare gauze and scavenged fabrics accent her tattered robe and tall, pointed hat. Stare deep into her gaze, and 8 life eyes options illuminate the dark night. Her gruesome grey skin is as pale as the moonlight, all but rotting from her frail frame. In her hand, a crooked broomstick that lands at a vibrant, color-changing brush base. It's the perfect perch for a lonely crow, and from her belt hangs a potion satchel, deadly Nightshade, of course. Trigger her motion sensor, and her face, mouth, and arm come alive as she readies another potent portent.
My crow speak the tongue of the dead, bearing witness to those who dare to linger here. You can run if you wish, but they will find you. Now come, let me see if you are worthy of joining my fleet.
A coven is a broom, and her crows won't stop at a pinch or a peck of the secret ingredient. You, the 7.5-foot Nightshade Witch.
I'd rather eat rats for dinner. This one's a gag. Whatever! I'm hungry! Let's eat!
It should come as no surprise that this hollow-headed gang of goons is fresh out of brains. Sharp as the blunt club they brandish. The 7.5-foot animated LED zombie stack trio is a bundling bunch of brutes. Back from the dead, and bent on bashing and smashing all in their way. Dressed in black and red flannel, dirty and dingy coveralls, and a bloody black suit, each of these eager-eyed eaters wears the garments of a past life, tattered and dirty from more than a few unsavory feasts. Hoist them high, shoulder on shoulder, for a formidable fright, or unstack and display them in a row to surround unsuspecting prey. Trigger their motion sensor in either configuration, and their eyes come alive. Their jaws open and close as they begin to speak, hashing out their hunt and punctuating playful jokes with a swing of their thumb.
Who's up for a spooky story?
Only if it involves brains and a side of humorous, please. Come here, it's dinner time.
Quickly, time to make your escape before the joke's on you. The 7.5-foot animated LED zombie stack trio.
The hour is nigh, and we require a sacrifice.
Thou shalt be marked for the offering this Hallows Eve night.
Bubbles in a cauldron black, a wisp of hair from a fearful head completes this potion of the dead. Take care not to stumble upon the 6.5-foot animated LED witch's seed. You might be just the ingredient they're looking for. Over a glowing fire, 2 witch sisters stand, stirring their cauldron. Inside a bubbling, gruesome green substance that is sure to warm your bones, one way or another. Harshly aged from centuries of spellcasting, these spooky siblings are wrinkled and wretched. Their 2 silver shocks of tangled hair are hard to hide. Decayed wraps and spiderweb shawls outline the sorcerer's siblings. Their eyes, set in dark, decrepit sockets, glow bright against the dark. In one's hands, a broomstick for stone, and a possum for a bit of punch into night's tonic in the other. Trigger their motion sensors and the cooking commences as these twisted sisters look for the final addition to their crooked concoction, cackling into the night into a black cauldron inscripted with ancient insignia.
It appears they'll carry the ingredients we lack. An eye, fingernails, and a fresh, quivering tongue.
Fortune favors the bold, and in this ghost kitchen, bold flavors are to die for. The 6.5-foot animated LED witch's seed.
Oh, well. What do we have here? You must be a little lost. I'll be more than happy to help you find your way.
Wander your way down the wrong path in this gruesome graveyard, and you'll find yourself in the grasp of horrors more hair-raising than the darkest dreams can conjure. Beware the arm's reach of the 7-foot animated LED Spellcasting Witch, with sunken, sagging eyes that glow red in the night. This wicked witch looks for travelers lost in the forest's dark passages. Her long black cloak, accented with a vibrant violet cape and tall pointed hat, catch the moonlight shining in a sea of ebony. And a quick escape is always there with a magical broomstick in her left hand. In her outstretched right palm, a third eye seeks something far more sinister. Trigger her motion sensor and it glows bright green against her putrid skin. She thrusts it forward for a better look as her jaw moves and she begins to speak.
There is nothing to be afraid of, except for me.
Beauty truly is in the eye of the beholder. The 7-foot animated LED Spellcasting Witch.
Steed, good boy. But don't be fooled. This colossal canine obeys but one master. The 5-foot Skelly sitting dog is one disturbing Doberman. Starved to the bone, this hungry hound is covered in realistic texture and detail. A single row of terrifying teeth, long and sharp as razors, line its gaping grin. 2 life eyes glow grimly in the moonlight, beckoning only the bravest to propose a pet. Use the included remote control to choose from 8 available display options and fill its eyes with villainous visions. But proceed with caution and do not tempt or tease this beast, because a simple fetch is all it takes to witness evil unleashed. The 5-foot-long Skelly sitting dog.
It has 8 legs, 8 eyes, and a hunger that cannot be satisfied. Riddles abound down the twisted paths that swerve and snake in the forest's dark. And the 9.5-foot giant-sized LED Arachnophobia Spider is one of the wood's most malevolent mysteries. This astonishing arachnid has staked its impressive claim, catching and consuming everything that crosses its path. Its 8 long jointed legs stretch eagerly outward, realistic black fur dancing in the crisp night air. Against the blackness, its body glows and pulsates, producing mesmerizing colors to lure unsuspecting prey into a sticky embrace. What should await them but 2 enormous pincers, poised to promptly pierce? Trigger motion sensor and this beastly bug comes alive, hissing, clicking, and clawing for its next move. My, how the hunters have become the hunted. What a wicked web we weave. The 9.5-foot giant-sized LED Arachnophobia Spider.
He's alive! Alive!
Indeed she is, and much like her monstrous beau, the 6-foot animated LED bride of Frankenstein is back from the dead and looking absolutely electric, ready to shock partygoers with a high-voltage vision. Her glossy porcelain skin gleams against the night. A long sutured scar snakes around her jaw to the nape of her neck. 2 trademark streaks white as the moon surge through her night-black hair. Trigger her motion sensor and she turns from side to side, her gown swaying. Her illuminated eyes come alive, scanning the room with realistic movement. With her gauzy arms raised in horror, she may look like a damsel in distress, but one wrong move and the monster man she married won't hesitate to stop you in your tracks.
From the line of Frankenstein.
Such is the power of a love undead. The 6-foot animated LED bride of Frankenstein.
Who are we to disagree with the Pumpkin King? Reigning over the hills and graves of Halloween Town is the deluxe life-size animated Jack Skellington. Standing 6.5 feet and dressed in his signature pinstripe suit, life-size Jack is one tall drink of death. His oversized bow tie bears a black bat's head at the knot, and his spotless black shoes glisten in the full moon's light. Trigger his motion or sound sensor, and Jack comes alive. His arm and long fingers extend, and his mouth moves as he laments a festering discontent. It seems even the dead are dying for a bit of excitement. Don't worry, Jack. A little ghoul told us that love is in the air this Fright night. The deluxe life-size animated Jack Skellington.
There's things down there. Things with eyes that never close. They watch, waiting for their chance. I felt 'em, lurking just under the water. One day, they'll come for me. But they'll learn I don't go down easy.
Our landlubbing timbers may shiver at the thought of what evil lies in the deep. But even creatures of the deepest, darkest ocean can't scare the 6.5-foot animated LED fisherman. Dressed in the tattered old rags of a lifetime at sea, this salty dog has seen it all, and he's ready for whatever wicked thing may come his way. Trigger his motion sensor, and his eyes come alive, glowing red against the dark water's sheen. He springs forward with his well-worn rod and reel, and his not-so-fresh fish still wriggling on the line as he tells you tall tales of demons in the deep.
There's tales of a devil fish, one that drags men down to the darkest depths. black as midnight, with jaws like an iron trap. They say once it grabs ya, there's no escape. But me, I've stared into those inky black eyes. I'll be waiting.
Set your hook if you dare. There's no telling what terrors await on the other end. The 6.5-foot animated LED fisherman.
The night is alive with fear. I can smell it in the air. Come closer.
Something is rotten in this pumpkin patch, and its putrid presence will assault more than just your senses. The 7-foot animated LED guardian of the gourds is the pumpkin-headed gatekeeper of a realm most revolting, teeming with the souls and shadows of those once living, trapped in turmoil for all eternity. He may seem dapper, holding a crooked silver-topped cane, capped by a curious crow, and dressed in a tall top hat and a long black robe with a dusty and aged shawl. But this demented dandy is anything but proper. Trigger his motion sensor, and his evil eyes begin to glow. His gaping grin fills with flashing light as he opens wide, fanning his terrible teeth. He turns his head from side to side, swinging long straw-colored locks in the moonlight. You have come too far, dear traveler. There is no turning back.
The darkness knows your name now. It is waiting for you.
From the darkness you emerged, and to it you shall return. The 7-foot animated LED guardian of the gourds.
May your night be filled with spooktacular thrills and cheers.
You heard him. Come forth and enter if you dare, to meet our newest full-sized fright. Introducing Ultra Skelly. Rising 6.5 feet above the grave's edge, this rotten reanimation casts a long shadow even in the dark of night. But when it comes to this spine-tingling skeleton's imposing appearance, there is much more than meets the eye. Bluetooth-enabled, Ultra Skelly lets you control the movement of its head, torso, and arm, as well as the lights in its chest and mouth. Select from 18 eerie eye options and 5 petrifying preloaded phrases.
Tonight, bones splatter and spirits chatter. Join the celebration of ghouls and creepy creatures alike to the spookiest season of them all!
Or, should his menacing methods not be to your taste, create your own. Fully customize the Fright Night experience, surprising trick-or-treaters one by one, by speaking through Ultra Skelly live via the app.
Over there, off my lawn, now. It's a beautiful night for Halloween.
Or record up to 30 of your own phrases with sound-changing voice effects, and set his posable fingers accordingly for extra effect. Searching for a serious scare to do your Fright Night bidding? Look no further. This skeletal servant is happy to lend a hand, or two, no necromancy required. The 6.5-foot animated Ultra Skelly.
Come closer, dearie. The cauldron is brewing something wicked tonight. Do you dare to take a peek at my bubbling brew? Oh my, the secret ingredient is trying to escape again. Oh my! The secret ingredient is trying to escape again!